Hello, this is a follow-up to my video from yesterday where I'm going to be examining in more detail the current methane trends, and what I've done is I've made some projections based upon the recent trends over the past few weeks. So I'm starting off here. I showed all these graphs yesterday. This is at methane for the past 12 months and how it seems to have plateaued over the last few weeks instead of coming down. I also showed this graph and it's showing that up to from the ground up to 300 millibars in the atmosphere, we're currently at around 15 parts per billion higher than where we were this time last year. Now what I've been basing my projections on is how much this exponential increase week by week that we seem to be it seems to be showing. So I've looked at the trend line from 20 weeks ago when it was at 10.5. So we've got a trend line which is going up at 0.225 parts per billion per week. But I've also took another trend line from when it was 10.6 above what it was last year up till present, and that's got an increase of 0.44 parts per billion per week. It's just over the last 3 weeks or so. We've been having it's been going up by 1.1 parts per billion per week. This is an indication of the difference between this year and last year, and how the difference is growing week by week. So I've run 3 projections for each, but so let's have a look at. So the green line is what the methane levels have been doing for the past 12 months, with an increase of 0.225 per week. We're looking at over the next 12 months 1.43% total increase in atmospheric methane. The intermediate figure of 0.44 per week will give us a 2.03% increase in atmospheric methane between now and this time next year. And the blue line, which is showing where we have a 1.1 parts per billion increase per week in the difference between this year and last year, and that will give us a 3.87% increase in the total amount of methane in the atmosphere. But we've gone from 0.225 to 0.44 to now 1.1. So is this going to increase further, or will it start coming down again? We've got to watch and see. But I'm going to carry on. What I'm going to do is, this is our starting point where we are now. There's last year where we finished, and we pick up again around about here. I'm going to carry on taking the measurements, and I'm going to plot it, and over the next few weeks we should see which which way we're going and what to expect throughout the following year. This takes into account all these seasonal variations. I've also taken the liberty of checking out at 300 millibars, where I told you yesterday we're now at almost 30 parts per billion higher now than where we were last year. Now, here's the previous 20 to 23 weeks or so, and this graph is showing the difference between this year and last year, week by week. We've gone from 23.5 parts per billion difference to 29.5 parts per billion difference. This is because the actual amount of methane in the atmosphere has risen over the past 7 days, whereas this time last year it fell. So the difference between the numbers has grown. I've just took a guess, because I've gone for over the past 5 weeks, it's gone up by 15. So that's an average of 3 a week. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going off the 6, but maybe it may get higher. I've just got to keep my eye on it. But I'm going off a figure of 3 parts per billion increase in the difference between this year and last year. And this is what we get. So here's our methane graph at 300 millibars for the previous 12 months, and where it's showing a 3 parts per billion weekly increase, we can expect almost 10%, 9.71% annual growth in total atmospheric methane at 300 millibars, which takes us just shy of 2,100 parts per billion. Like I say, I will carry on keeping track of the numbers, and we'll see whether this tracks along or below or above. And of course, it all depends on how much excess methane's bubbling up from somewhere, but there's definitely something going on. Thank you.